Obviously, you had El Glossico against Cheltenham. You had some defenders in midfield midweek. You had a few players that were. You told us that you had a few players that you expected to be back in the frame in a couple of weeks' time. Just who's the more likely to come back first? We've got a whole list of people that are on the sidelines, but who are you looking at to come back first?
Yeah, the list is too long to go through one by one, but Jordan Moore-Taylor, Ben Stevenson, really close, both be in the squad tomorrow. Obviously Bailey is in contention as well. I know he was on the bench the other day, but he came off. He's just been struggling a little bit with his ankle, but he's improved massively. And then David Davis is not far away. Actually, he had a good scan today and probably start training middle to the back end of next week. So feel like we're getting there with a few of the lads. Dokes is maybe joining training. He joined a little bit today together with Matty Stevens, so they're making progress. So certainly by the end of December, I expect pretty much all of them to be back, and I think one or two will drip in the next week or so.
You're in the second round of the FA Cup against Alvechurch. Third round, next round, traditionally, round of the Giants. You want to be the perpetrators of a giant killing and not the victims of one. How important is the mentality heading into a game like this against Alvechurch?
Yeah, that's what it's about. I think it's about being really focused on our jobs and understanding what the game might present to us. We know that, they've gone and beaten Cheltenham away, so we certainly know that we don't underestimate them, that they're capable of going and beating a League One side on their own turf. So I think from that perspective, we've got to be really, really focused on our jobs, and that they're going to go all in with some with high energy, momentum. It's almost a cup final for them to get to this next round. So we have to really be resilient in the way in which we approach the game and really focused and professional.
You hinted at it there. 4 divisions, 92 places separating these two sides. Have you had a chance to watch the Alvechurch versus Cheltenham match?
Yeah, and that's the main game that we've watched. I mean, we've spoken to different people, and Ben Turner's come onto the staff who was working at Ilkeston and knows a little bit about them as well. But in general, the best reference point for us is the last time that they played away at a League One club was against Cheltenham, and that's probably the clearest idea of how they're going to set up, and they were great intensity, great energy. Their work rate was phenomenal in the game, and they played a brilliant away match there. So I'm totally aware of the qualities that they've got within the team. They've got some excellent players in there as well.
You said after midweek in the EFL Trophy match, you've got to learn to manage being better, being ahead better. You said a few short passes in the second half maybe put you under a little bit more pressure than you were intending. Is this game, to you as a coach, the opportunity to make perfect the practice that you've put in training?
Every game should be. Every game should be, no matter what. We try to improve with every game that comes along. I said after the game, I think it's quite a few times this season, we've got ourselves ahead, which would probably indicate, okay, the game plan, the way that we go about the game is not is far from terrible. But then once we get ahead, relinquishing those leading positions has been a bit of a problem. So just knowing how to manage the game in the right way, and as the game climate changes, being able to adapt ourselves. Sometimes we play the same way, and we've got to just be able to mix it a little bit.
The Alvechurch chairman, after the draw, described this game as, quote, the perfect tie for the club. How would you describe this game?
Yeah, difficult. No easy game in the FA Cup. I think just that the last game that they played was evidence of that. We went up to South Shields, who was also a lower ranked team. Really tough game. We really had to work hard to get through it. You saw Chippenham knocking out League One opposition. They'll go again against them. This is what the FA Cup is, and so if they think that this is the perfect game for them, that's good for them. I know that it's a really difficult game for us, so we're not underestimating it one bit. But if we put in a good performance and get a result, we put ourselves in the third round, and that would be great.